It's just God and nothing else. But then the fact that you love the Lord, right? Wholeheartedly, but then you still are human in terms of you can appreciate rap music, you can appreciate other things. And I don't mean, I think that we can be, what do they say, in the world but not of it, or of this world but not in it, or in it but not of it, where you know, you can still live in this world, love God, love Jesus, but not be so one-dimensional that you're, you know how they say, you're so godly that you're no earthly good. So I think, yeah, some people can be that way, where they're just God and that's it. And I think that the only way you can really draw other people to God is if they see God through you, not just preaching at them and, you know, using Godese and Christianese, I should say, and all that, and then they don't see God through you. So I don't know. Anyway, I think that I appreciate that about you too. Like, I mean, you DJ, right? You know, and you ain't playing, you know, D1 all day. You know, you could go D1 Fire, but I'm just saying.
Oh, D.O. Who's that?
D1. D1, you don't know who D1 is?
I didn't know. That's a gospel artist, evidently, but no.
Oh yeah, he gospel, but like, yeah, he's a Christian artist, but he's the one that challenges like everybody in terms of their Christianity. And so they'll go, you know, back and forth with people. And he's probably just outspoken for not selling out, you know, because he's true to God. But yeah, anywho, it's layers to it.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? DjRon, the classic DJ from the Bay, also known as a humble servant of Humble Servant Catering, and also known as, or better known as, your friend and family member. You know what I'm saying? If you one of my Facebook friends, you know how it is. Family members, you know I love y'all. But look, here I am again with a dilemma of a good man. You know what I mean? And keep in mind, I don't just call myself a good man. This is what friends and family have called me. You know what I'm saying? So that's the name of the title. Just coming from the gym today, and been working out a little bit. Had to take a little rest when I got in my car, so I'm not so out of breath, sweat and stop. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm sitting here just feeling good. You know what I mean? Have gotten another day in. You know what I'm saying? All I do is metabolism builders, which is, you know, trying to build my metabolism so as it goes, it burns fat as opposed to burning any muscles. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing any weightlifting yet. But I do plan to get there hopefully by the middle of the year, get to that aspect of it and everything. And I feel great. You know what I mean? Yesterday was not so good of a day. I had a milkshake from Jack in the Box, and that's a metabolism breaker. Take it from me. It will break the metabolism. I was so tired and everything until I went out to church last night. Felt a whole lot better. So look, I want to get into the dilemma today. It's not the dilemma today. It's been going on for a little bit over a year now. You know what I mean? Just reminiscing back to the past and just to help y'all out, just to help you to understand and put it into context. Y'all remember back in the days, like, you know, in the late 80s, early 90s, when three-way calling first came around, and we used to call somebody who would call somebody else, who would call somebody else. So next thing you know, you got about 4, 5, 6 people on the line. Well, I got to take you back to those days because this is something I used to do with some friends of mine, right? Keep in mind, never met none of these people. It was just, well, it was a mutual friend who linked us all up or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we used to do. You know, 89, 90, we used to just talk on the phone until the wee hours of the night. Y'all remember how it was, you know. when you were young, you had your own phone in your bedroom, so you didn't have to worry about mom and them saying to get off the phone and nothing like that. You know what I mean? And that's just what we would do. You know, we was mature enough to be able to hang out on the phone all night and go to school the next day. That's just what we did. You know what I'm saying? Well, one of those lady friends, I kept in contact with. We've been Facebook friends for a long time. Another one, which was her best friend, fell off. You know what I'm saying? Keep in mind, we never hung out. We all never got together back then. You know what I'm saying? So the best friend that fell off or whatnot that I hadn't, seen in almost 30 years, talked to her in like 30 years, never met her before, never saw her, nothing like that. It was just, personalities, everything. We just used to have great fun over the phone. Well, 2020 come around, if y'all remember, that was the year of the pandemic when it all first started. And she surfaced on Facebook and found me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she talked to the mutual friend or not, but she found me on Facebook. It's like, we need to catch up. And I'm like, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Remember, we used to have some good times on the phone, right? See a Facebook picture. Okay, she's cute. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot. Okay. Oh, she's married. All right. No problem, though. So we talk on the phone. I remember I was working for UPS at the time because wasn't no other work going on, no catering, no DJing going on and nothing like that. So I was working for UPS, delivering packages with my vehicle, making some good money. And she used to spend good time, though, with me on the phone, you know what I'm saying? So we would talk, everything else. Somewhere along the way, I missed the part where she said she wanted to divorce her husband, you know what I mean? Or maybe I didn't believe it. I don't know. Just glossed over because we're just friends. Well, over time, though, from 2020 to 2022, I started to realize that this lady was like something I've been praying for, a lady that I've been praying for. You know what I mean? We had a chemistry, maybe that's not the best thing to say for men, but we had a vibe that was just unmatched to anybody else I've ever known, right? And I got this list of qualities what I want in a lady, you know what I'm saying? And she checked most of the boxes, not all of them, because nobody gonna check all the boxes. I'm not stupid, I realized that, right? But she checked a lot of them, even made some new boxes that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, she would call me more often, I would call her, you know what I'm saying, initiate conversation, everything, which was awesome to me, you know what I'm saying? Ran into it, we went I met her at I ain't gonna say we went out, we went to like Sam's Club or something. She's there, I don't have a membership, get a couple of items or whatever, and kind of find out, man, this lady is fine as she want to be, you understand what I'm saying? And, when we would talk, mind you, it was 89, 90, you know what I'm saying? Back in those days, we're the same age. I'm a couple months older than her. Graduated in 91. She went on to college. I graduated to the streets, you know what I'm saying? And I touched on it a little bit in the definition of a good man video. Go back and check that one out. It's my longest video, like 30 plus minutes, but it just had to get to the point to, how we came to the title and what the definition of a good man was, you know what I'm saying? Striving to be it. I'm not there yet, striving for it. You get what I'm saying? But I'm sharing that part to say, like, coming today, even songs by like 415, who are, some Bay Area classics and stuff like that. If I started rapping a song, she could finish the lyric, and it's like, man, you know what I'm saying? And so we could finish each other's sentences. It was just on like that. You understand what I'm saying? So to make a long story short, not only did we remain good friends, but she was more like my best friend. But the dilemma of it was I fell in love with my best friend. You get what I'm saying? And the crazy part about it was, let me just back you up just a little bit. We would talk on the phone. Her husband would come home, this before, the love part of it, right? But he would come home and, she would acknowledge him and, you know what I'm saying? And she would treat him like with good respect, you know what I'm saying? Which later she revealed to me, or she reiterated that she wanted to divorce him, but he didn't want to divorce her. You know what I mean? And, in my mind, I'm thinking, who would? You know what I'm saying? She's a good woman, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, she shared some things with me about him not being the best father for the kids, and not really having a connection with them. So thus she didn't have a connection with her. He didn't have a connection with her, you know what I'm saying? And I just fell for him. And, so he would come in and, they never argued anything like that. But I just remember thinking, I'm like, dude is tripping. Like, for real, dude is tripping. Like, any man would want her. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, I don't want to just, be too much into her like that or whatever. I'm just sharing the facts of it all, right? So eventually one day he come around, he finally did it. I'm like, did what? He finally signed the papers to divorce. I'm like, oh my, you know what I'm saying? So it was then, or not long after that, that's when I really started to realize that, I may need to shoot my shot. And I did, you know what I'm saying? I let her know that, hey, just like the lady of my dreams, you know what I'm saying, or whatnot, this is, you like what I wanted, you know what I mean? Or whatever, wanted to take it to another level, which she respectfully declined. You know what I mean? So not only did she decline, things kind of switched a little bit to where she started to show me. She told me that she wasn't the lady in my dreams, which I don't know how you can tell me. I didn't know what I got on my paper here, on my book. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm looking for, but all right, you know. But then she started to show it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, seemed like going out of her way to prove it while remaining friends. You know what I'm saying? Well, it got to a point to whereas I had to pump the brakes just a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? Because, you know, I just needed to slow down and regroup. You know what I'm saying? Pull myself back together and everything else. You understand what I'm saying? So rejection is a tough pill to swallow, depending on who the rejector is. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the thing about it is, I've done it before. You know what I'm saying? I've had to back away, had to, you know, heal, if you will, or whatever the case may be. But one thing that happened, though, that's been different from any other situation is that she continued to stay in touch via text messages. You know, constantly sending me inspirational quotes, memes, pictures, whatever it was. And, you know, for me, that's a way to my heart. You understand what I'm saying? This kind of stuff I like to do. You know what I mean? I like to encourage people and everything else, which I'm hoping that these videos are encouraging to some other people, women that, you know, not make certain mistakes or whatever, men to, you know, to look out for certain mistakes. You know, hopefully y'all can get it right and get it tight, you know what I'm saying, together. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, the dilemma is, we have not had that connection like we did for about a year or so. But like I said, she's continued to keep in touch with me. You know what I'm saying? Fine as she want to be, still a great woman, still, you know, taking care of her kids and everything else. And I've been doing my thing or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But my dilemma is, should I reach out to her again? Should we go back to it? You know what I mean? Should I stand on the fact that, you know, this is somebody that I love? Obviously, I've gotten over her to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? To whereas I'm over her as far as the love aspect of it, but I'm still in a space where I believe we could be friends. You know what I mean? Do you think that's possible to still remain friends or whatnot? You know, that's my dilemma. You know, y'all get back at me. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment. That's how you're going to share your thoughts, right? To get back to me, you know what I'm saying? To let me know like what to do in a certain situation like this. Perhaps somebody's been there before, you know what I mean? And also don't forget to subscribe to the page. Looking forward to seeing your thoughts, seeing your concerns, you know what I'm saying, and seeing some wisdom being passed on, you know what I mean? Until then, this is DJ Ron, the classic DJ from the Bay, signing off. And as always, God bless.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard, but you gotta stay grounded. Keep your faith, keep your focus. Let's go.
I'm caught in the middle, heart feeling torn. Faith on the rise, but the world feels warm.
I'm praying for guidance, I'm praying for strength. Lord, walk with me every step, every lane. Dilemma of a good one, I'm leaning on you. Every choice that I make is a test of my soul. Trying to keep my peace while the world take control. Money don't heal and fame don't last, but your love steady rocking me, is holding me fast. I hear the whispers, devil in my ear, but I know you got me, so I'm standing right here. No weapon formed can prosper on me. I'm armored in the truth, got the spirit on me. I'm torn between the streets and your holy light, but your word keeps me steady in the darkest night. They trying to pull me down, but I'm looking above, cause ain't nothing in this world stronger than your love. I'm caught in the middle, heart feeling torn. Faith on the rise, but the world feels warm. I'm praying for guidance, I'm praying for strength. Lord, walk with me every step, every lane. Dilemma of a good one, I'm leaning on you. It's hard out here, but I'm built for the fight. Every prayer like a flame, keeping me alight. I used to chase dreams, now I'm chasing your plan. Put my trust in your hands, I'm a brand new man. The streets keep calling, but I'm deaf to the noise. Got a choir in my heart singing heavenly joys. I'm standing tall, faith never shaken. The world threw its best, but I'm never forsaken. Hands in the sky, this is my confession. I'm taking every L and turning it to a lesson. Blessings on blessings, I'm seeing it now. God turned my pain into a heavenly sound. I'm walking with purpose, no fear in my stride. The spirit within me is my my ultimate guide. When the pressure gets heavy and the world too loud, I remember who I am, your child, and I'm proud. I'm caught in the middle, heart feeling torn, faith on the rise, but the world feels warm. I'm praying for guidance, I'm praying for strength. Lord, walk with me every step, every lane. Dilemma of a good one, I'm leaning on you. Yeah, through every trial, through every test, you never let me fall, Lord. Dilemma of a good one, but I'm yours.